When it comes to modern Hollywood heartthrobs, two names always seem to ignite debate among women online: Michele Morrone and Theo James. But if these two men walked into the same room, who would get more attention? Who is actually considered hotter? And more importantly, who has become the bigger heartthrob for women around the world? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about Michele Morrone. The Italian actor exploded onto the global scene after starring in the controversial Netflix film 365 Days. Almost overnight, millions of women became obsessed. And honestly, it's not hard to see why. Morrone has that classic fantasy man appearance. He's tall, heavily masculine, covered in tattoos, has piercing eyes, a deep voice, and the kind of intense stare that seems designed to make social media melt down. His appeal is very immediate. Women often describe him as dangerously attractive, unreal, or too handsome to be real. A huge part of his popularity comes from his confidence. Whether he's acting, modeling, singing, or simply posting on Instagram, Michele projects an image of a man who knows exactly who he is. He feels larger than life. He's not just attractive, he feels like a fantasy character brought into reality. But then there's Theo James. And Theo's appeal is completely different. Unlike Michele's explosive, attention-grabbing energy, Theo James has built his reputation on something more subtle. Many women describe Theo as the perfect combination of handsome, mysterious, and sophisticated. His breakout role in Divergent instantly turned him into one of Hollywood's biggest crushes, but what kept women interested wasn't just his looks, it was the way he carried himself. Theo has that effortless charm that feels natural rather than performed. He's attractive without seeming like he's trying to be attractive. And for many women, that's incredibly powerful. Over the years, fans have repeatedly praised his deep voice, calm confidence, intelligence, and what many call husband energy. While Michele often feels like a fantasy romance novel hero, Theo feels like the man women imagine actually falling in love with. Now let's talk about physical attractiveness. If we're judging purely on appearance, this debate becomes incredibly subjective. Michele Morrone has a more dramatic look, sharp features, intense eyes, a model-like physique, a bold, masculine image. Theo James, on the other hand, has a softer but still undeniably masculine appeal. His attractiveness feels more timeless, more classic Hollywood, more refined, and that's why social media is constantly divided. Some women are drawn to Michele's intensity and bad boy image, others prefer Theo's elegance and understated confidence. But here's where things get really interesting. Being hot and being a heartthrob aren't necessarily the same thing. A hot celebrity might attract immediate attention. A heartthrob creates long-term obsession. That's where Theo James may have a slight advantage. For over a decade, women have continued talking about him. His popularity survived long after the Divergent franchise ended. Then shows like the White Lotus introduced him to an entirely new generation of viewers, and suddenly people were falling in love with him all over again. That's a sign of lasting appeal. Michele Morrone certainly has an enormous fan base, but much of his fame is closely tied to the fantasy and fantasy romance image created by 365 Days. Theo's appeal feels broader. Women who love romance stories adore him. Women who prefer mature, sophisticated men adore him. Even women who aren't usually celebrity fans often admit they understand the Theo James obsession. And let's not ignore another important factor: relatability. Many women admire Michele Morrone, but many women imagine actually dating Theo James. That's a huge difference. One represents fantasy, the other represents possibility. Of course, there is no universal winner. Beauty is subjective, attraction is personal, and both men clearly have millions of fans who would argue passionately in their favor. But if we're talking about who appears hotter at first glance, Michele Morrone probably wins that category for many people because of his intense appearance and larger-than-life charisma. If we're talking about who has become the bigger long-term heartthrob among women, Theo James may have the edge thanks to his combination of looks, charm, mystery, and staying power. So now the question goes to you. If you had to choose only one, Michele Morrone or Theo James, who is hotter and who is the ultimate heartthrob? Drop your answer in the comments below, and let's see which side wins this battle.